Yes! Check that out. Whoa! I got it. I'm going to let you know I have a sledgehammer here in a moment, but welcome to Healthy TV. This is episode number 21. My name is Dr. John McPhee. I'm from the Wellness Group out in Canada, and this show is actually all about sharing simple tips and strategies to help you make your life healthier. And today, what I'm talking about is, I think, one of the most important topics that's really not being discussed a whole lot, and that's the negative, really the terrible destruction that happens from using your phone. And I know that sounds a little bit like quite a big headline, but there is emerging evidence to show that this posture that we take when we're texting, when we've got our head down, has a really negative impact on both the structure in your spine and also what runs inside. So I'm going to go through a couple of things that we've been observing here in practice, and then at the end I'm going to actually go through a solution. So I'm actually going to give you a couple of simple things that you can be doing at home. It takes about 2 minutes, and you can really help to mitigate the negative impacts of what we're calling text neck. That's text neck. And really, if you picture, how we are when we're using your phone, got your phone out and your head's down, right? And look from the side, you got your head down, and you've probably even been aware that gets a little bit uncomfortable after a while. You probably feel a little bit of soreness in the back of your neck. And that's why I got the sledgehammer here, because this actually is a great way of kind of visualizing what happens. Imagine you're holding this sledgehammer, right? And this is a pretty heavy one. This is like a 15-pound sledgehammer. And I can hold it here. I could hold it here for a while. No, not really a big deal there. But if I slowly start to extend it forward, it doesn't take much movement for that to become quite challenging for me to hold. My grip, I really have to start gripping a lot harder. The muscles in my forearm, my upper arm have to start working a lot harder. And I wouldn't be able to hold this very long, probably a minute or two. Imagine that same thing happening when we have our head tucked forward, right? Now, instead of it just being your hand and your forearm muscles working harder, it's actually the structures in the back of your neck that have to work harder. And in fact, it's you're probably aware of this, right? In that position, those muscles have to work a lot harder. You probably start to get some really tight muscles. But even more important than that, but magnitudes greater, but more important is the structures in the spine itself and the changes that start to occur when we spend a lot of time in this position, particularly as we look in this position. In fact, we know, just kind of like the sledgehammer, for very small change forward, and it creates a whole lot of increase in work that happens down here. For every inch that your head translates forward, that actually doubles the weight of your head relative to these tissues. Okay, so that means that if I'm really meant to be stacking my head straight on top of my shoulders, and if I translate my head forward, or if I go this way, that's literally going to make these muscles have to work twice as hard, make the tissues have to work twice as hard. The tissues around the spine, the discs, the ligaments, the tendons, they all have to work a lot harder. And over time, if we do that over and over again, they simply adapt. And that's when we start to get changes to the structure. And over time, what we'll actually see in the spine is we'll see the spine, the curvature, we'll start to lose the curvature, and it can even start to see degenerative changes in the spine. Now, the scariest part of this, in my opinion, is that we're starting to see kids come in, kids age 10, 12, 14, 15, adolescents, where we're observing changes to their spine, in particular their neck, that we used to only see in 30, 40-year-olds. And that, to me, is that's a warning sign, I think, that we really need to change this behavior. Something I haven't really hit on is I've been talking mostly about kind of mechanical structures, but underneath all of that, inside the spine, if you think about what the purpose of the spine is, apart from being this, forming the central structure of our body, it actually, one of its most important functions is it protects the wires that run inside, that connect the brain to the body. And it's designed, those wires, spinal cord that runs from the base of the brain and then runs out, and all the nerves that exit from the neck, they're all designed to function optimally in the context of a healthy functioning spine. And so if we're constantly in this forward head posture, if our body starts, the structures actually start to change, that puts a lot of tension, pressure, irritation to the nerves, both the nerves inside and also the nerves that are exiting from the spine. That changes the way that they communicate. Okay, and that's not a good thing, both for where those nerves are going, the messages they're carrying, but also not a good thing for your brain, because as you start to have that position and that part of the spine starts to tighten up, we start to lose movement. And movement, particularly of your spine, is a super important, you can think of it like a nutrient for your brain. Your brain relies on movement for really driving, stimulating a lot of the activity in the brain. And so when we start to lose movement of the spine, that has a huge impact on brain function. Okay, and I can certainly say that with confidence now, the evidence that's coming out. So I mentioned, what can you do about this? Well, the first thing, put this down because it's heavy. The first thing is we can change the behavior a little bit. So if you've got your phone, instead of sitting, in this kind of position, texting, simply just sit up, hold your phone up a little bit higher. Pretty straightforward. I know that's probably not the most, that behavior may be a little bit, that habit may be a little bit hard to break at first, but over time, this is how I text. I, just look down instead of nodding my head down, or try and get on get off the phone and onto, say, a laptop where you can just be doing Messenger. The other thing is mitigating the effects. So throughout the day, you can do regular mobility work, and that's what I'm going to go through with you now. It's just a really simple, 90 seconds of mobility that you can do, and you could do this 10 times a day. Okay, and this would be a really great way to help to just reintroduce movement into the neck. So you're just gonna, really it's just like simple movements. You can do it along with me right now, but the first one is just tucking the chin. We're actually trying to go in the other direction. Okay, so just tucking the chin so that you're actually activating these muscles in the front, drawing the chin back. Okay, imagine like I'm trying to really lengthen from the crown of my head. And then the next thing is to tuck the chin and then look up to the ceiling, tuck the chin, look down to the floor, keep the chin tucked, go through it 5 times. Okay. Next thing, ear to shoulder. So simple movements, really easy to do. You could be doing this throughout the day. Okay, side to side. Look over the shoulders. You can get your colleagues involved. Get them to stand up. It's a really easy way to get some movement integrated into your day. Actually, it's a great way to stimulate your brain. Next one we're going to do is circles this way. Okay, and then circles the other way. So really, we're actually moving the joints of the neck through all of their healthy range. Did I miss any, Dave?
The translation.
So, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, the hardest one, actually, I'll say this last, is just going side to side, and you can see, I can see in the recording here, I can see that I can go way easier this way compared to this way. It doesn't want to go that way. So super easy neck mobility. I actually have a video recorded of that, and you'll notice in the post above, if you click the link there, you can just opt in. We'll send you the video immediately, and it goes through the whole body. So it actually is a joint-to-joint mobility program. Goes head to toe. Takes about 8-9 minutes. Something that you can do every morning, and it's a really easy but really effective way to maintain healthy mobility throughout the whole body. All right, so hopefully that'll help you avoid some of the negative consequences of text neck. And definitely if you've got kids and they're on mobile devices, you want to get on top of that as soon as possible, because like I said, what we're seeing here is some really quite a destructive effects of being like this all the time. Okay, that's it for this week. Any comments, please post below. I'll always love to get your feedback, and I will be back same time, same place next week. Have a good night.